Good evening, I'm Eugene Chan and welcome to Straight Talk. This evening, our spotlight is on the recent two sessions in Beijing. Joining us is Ms. Dari Lee, a member of the Standing Committee of the National People's Congress, to give us her insights into how the latest national policies will impact Hong Kong. Ms. Lee is also the former chairperson and current advisor of the Democratic Alliance for the Betterment and Progress of Hong Kong and a legislative councillor for the Kowloon Central Geographic Constituency. Welcome, Ms. Dari.
Hi.
Ms. Dari, it has been quite some time we haven't had you on the show, and this time we want to invite you because you've just been to the two sessions, which was ended on Monday. So what was your experience like this year compared to previous years that you have been? Are there any difference?
Well, I can experience the progress and advance of the two sections. Like this year, I feel very glad to be able to join personally, and it is a very fruitful two section. And if you compare to previous two sections, the time is short, and I would describe it as high quality and high efficiency. We have complete 7 tasks. We have 7 agenda. Apart from most published government work report, actually, we have deliberate on the budget and also the fund allocation between the central government and also different provinces. And we have the report from the High Court, and we have the report from the prosecution. Of course, as a lawmaking body, we also deliberate on a law related to the government structure.
Right. Sounds like a very fruitful 7 days here in
7
Beijing.
days.
I'm sure that a lot of viewers will want you to share with them what will be a typical day during the two sessions, because on the television we see you guys in front of the Great Hall taking pictures or during the actual meeting, but we have no idea what actually happens either before or during or after the meeting. What happened actually?
Yeah, thank you for asking this question. I always share my experience as an NPC member and also as my experience as a standing committee member, because I would like to make use of my experience to let more people understand what are the actual situation and deliberation that we have carried out.
Before you start, what exactly is meant by standing committee?
Oh, standing committee, we have the National People's Congress system, and this is the top authority in our country. Basically, it governs the Constitution. If we have the constitutional amendment, we have to go through the NPC full Congress. And every year, these two sections attract a lot of attention because it is the most important political event in our country. All the important report and deliberation have to be carried out during the two sections. You can think about this in the Hong Kong scenario, right? We have 2 important events in Hong Kong, I would say. The policy address and the budget.
Yes.
And just like what we have in Hong Kong, but we as a country, we have to make use of these two sections. Therefore, apart from the government work report, just like our policy report, just like our policy address in Hong Kong, we have our government report. Apart from that, we have to deliberate our budget. And how we do that, actually, just like what you said, now the national leader will usually deliver a very brief summary of what have been achieved and what are the plan forward. Like Premier Lee, he delivered around 50 minutes speech about the government report, and then this section ends before television. What we do as members of the National People's Congress, we, like Hong Kong delegate, we live in the same hotel. We then, in the afternoon, we will have a section for deliberation. You can think about that. It is actually a Congress of our country, just like Legislative Council. But the way conduct is similar to Legislative Council. We have government officials to listen to our views. We, as members of the People Congress, we have to, after studying the report presented by our leaders, and then we give views, we give suggestions. Before attending the two sections, we have to have a good preparation. Like what we did, we, as a team, put forward over 30 suggestions to the central government. Of course, we, as a Hong Kong delegate, most of the suggestions are related to the Hong Kong community and different sector of the Hong Kong society. We collect view before we go to the two section. And this year, we're glad that we have reached a consensus to become a suggestion made by the whole 36 Hong Kong delegates.
Right, since you have given such a detailed of actually what you do there, but as you come back home with Hong Kong, I mean, the Legislative Council actually meet weekly, except the summer. But for the NPC member, they only mainly meet once a year in Beijing. So how can the views can be fully communicated? I know you're a standing committee, you go there every 2 months. You go there more often. So how can we ensure that our views can be effectively communicated and being addressed at the Congress?
We have to understand the difference between a city and a country. You know, we have around 3,000 NPC members in total. You can imagine, right? People from different parts of our country come together to meet for a week. Is already very, a very huge exercise.
Exactly.
Therefore, we can only afford to have a full council meeting every year. That is, as I've mentioned, most of the important things have to be decided and deliberated within these two sections. When this section closes, then it is the standing committee member, which is composed of around 200 people, representative from different provinces and different sector, and then we'll continue some deliberation. Like, for example, we will go through a lot of bill scrutinization, and it is actually a lawmaking body.
Right, Starry, you mentioned earlier that you have to prepare to go into the two sessions. So you've been there a few times. How do you prepare yourself both mentally and physically? Because you're actually in Beijing. This time, at least, you're not locked in a hotel. Are you still being confined to one hotel?
Not really.
So you can go outside this time?
Yeah, well, but of course, they would like you to concentrate on the meeting. Therefore, most of the time, we will be in the hotel, except for some of the things that we need to do, like, for example, meet the media, to promote the Hong Kong, and also to do some important thing. Otherwise, we have to stay in the hotel.
So mentally and physically is quite demanding, can I say that?
Oh, yes, because it is quite condensed. We run from Monday to Sunday, every days and nights, I would say, because it is actually quite condensed. You can imagine 7 agenda. In the morning, usually the leader gives the brief report, and then you receive a lot of documents, including the government report. And also, apart from this government report, we have budget. We have a lot of supporting document, and then we have to scrutinize it in a timely manner. We will conduct a small group discussion, like, for example, what we did to discuss the government report, and then listen to people from different backgrounds, and then we write up our speeches and suggestions. And throughout that deliberation, representatives from different bureaus will come to Hong Kong delegate to listen and collect views, and they are quite responsive. Like, for example, during the discussion of the government report, we do some suggestion, like we advocate to increase the custom from 5,000 to 30,000
for the mainland tourists per day.
For the mainland tourists per day. And then we respond immediately from the Finance Bureau, and then we exchange view. I will follow it up when I'm back in Hong Kong.
Right, Starry, before you share with the viewers, what are the national policies that you sort of picked up? You just mentioned there are 3,000 members of the NPC and also over 2,000 members for the CPPCC. So there are a lot of people, a lot of comments. So how serious does the central government take Hong Kong's views? Because Hong Kong used to be a very important city for our nation. Recently, with the other major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, even Shenzhen doing better and better, and Hong Kong having some trouble, as we all know, we are not as important to many viewers. We are no longer the most favourite son. We can be a good son, but have to get back on his feet. So does the central government still view Hong Kong as very important?
My feeling is that central government through discussion with various national leaders, do treasure Hong Kong very, very much. We can have a lot of, things that we can tell. Like, for example, our presidency to visit Hong Kong during the important day and deliver important speech. He again re-emphasized that one country, two system is a good system, and that the country will continue. And Hong Kong should, make use of one country, two system. That is, we have full backing from our motherland. On the other hand, we have to continue to be the international city of our country. Right. Apart from presidency, this year, different national leaders do come to visit the NPC delegate and also members from the political consultative body. And we have the Premier Ding to visit us. Like, for example, during the meeting with Mr. Ding, we exchanged views. This meeting is around 2 hours, and he listened carefully to what NPC members said and do make a very, detailed sharing. And during his speech, he emphasized that he, on behalf of the central government, treasures Hong Kong very much, and, more and more policy will come to support Hong Kong in the future.
Right, Starry. Let's take a break now, but viewers, stay tuned. We will be right back for more discussion on the 2024 two sessions. Welcome back. Thank you, Starry, for giving us the main national policies arising from the two sessions and your insight into their impact on Hong Kong. In the first half, we were mainly discussing the ins and outs of what are the two sessions, and you have categorically mentioned that Hong Kong is still very important and being respected by our national leaders. Let's move on, as I said just now, a bit more on the national policies. I understand you had a few interviews with CGTN, and you said that you will take the spirit of the two sessions meeting back to a local community. So let's be this program be the first time you share that more with the viewers. So what were the key takeaways from the two sessions that you've been there? What are the main things that you remember and you want us to remember?
I think to understand and learn about the message from the two sections, very important things. First of all, we have to understand the message delivered by our leader, President Xi, during his visit to various delegates. This can be searched from the internet. And apart from what message delivered by President Xi, we have to understand the most important work report presented by Premier Li. And this is usually the focus. From this report, we clearly understand what have been achieved in the past year, that is last year. We have achieved a GDP of 5.2% growth. Our GDP is at a very high base, and we can still, in this difficult situation, both internally and externally, achieve a 5.2% growth. That growth achievement is not easy to achieve. And apart from that, we have created not less than 12 million employment opportunity. We keep our inflation low at around 3%. The consumer price index is about at 0.3, something like that. That is the price level is at a stable level, so that people do not need to experience high inflation and high price rise. And all this achievement is managed through our central government, a combined effort. Apart from understanding the past performance, I think another important thing that we have to learn and fully understand is what are the way forward, especially what are the key national policy initiatives. One of the very hot key after the two sections is we have to produce or develop high quality, new quality productive force in order to enhance further high quality development. I repeat, new quality productive force. This is a new term mentioned by our President Xi during his visit to Heilongjiang. And then he re-emphasized that we have to look into the local situation to develop that new quality productive force. To me, what is meant by new quality productive force, we all understand that we are in a, very challenging situation. A lot of area we face bottleneck. We have to have breakthrough. How can we achieve that breakthrough? We have to have that breakthrough through innovation, technology, high-quality education. We have to have sufficient, talent to move so that our economy, our industrial can grow continuously, and also we have some breakthrough in products, productivity, and also supply chain, etc.
Yeah, since you mentioned all those terms, I mean, I'm sure people are hearing words like high quality development, all that term. I mean, how should we interpret those high quality terms? It sounds very good, but what is it actually?
Well, to me, our country continue the high quality development for over the past years, and we can see we have achieved a lot. Like I think one of the most common product that are welcomed by the world is our electric car. Right now, the electric car produced by our country share 60% of the world market, and this is such an advanced, an innovation product, and we are all proud of. And we have the C-19 aircraft just produced, and we have a lot of breakthrough.
Right.
And we are moving towards our digital economy. And in terms of green economy, we have also achieved a lot. When we look back over the past 10 years, our country do spend a lot of resources, a lot of combined effort to tackle pollutant. And when we now, go to attend 2 sections in Beijing, I feel, the achievement that we have achieved. When we go to, like, for example, Beijing, in the past, 10 years ago, you can feel the air quality. Right, different air quality.
So things have improved.
Yeah, but now, very, significant improvement.
Right. One quick question. How about in terms of, we all know that our mainland is doing very well with all the digital transformation. Anything you have spotted this time when you're in Beijing? Are things getting more modernized?
Yes, I think we, every 2 to 3 months when we go to different cities in our country, we can find new things.
Right.
That is how we work. Like infrastructure, we are amazing to see that we have a lot of good infrastructure. Our high-speed train is our, a very, another very, another infrastructure that we should power off.
Right.
Electric car and digital economy. And if you have a chance to look at the, the digitalization and also the technology used for governance, everywhere now, a lot of cities, they use technology in governance. All this, we can see we have achieved a lot of breakthrough.
Right. Sorry, I'm sure the viewers are going to start wanting me to ask you this direct question. I mean, Hong Kong, after the pandemic, we were expecting things to get back to normal. But quite the contrary, we're facing huge challenges in the actual economy because of the interest rate, because of the geopolitics, because of our mainland counterparts. They are not. We're not having the rich mainland visitors anymore. So Hong Kong, we are all suffering. We are all wanting a new breakthrough. We had the budget. We had the financial secretary here a couple of weeks ago. So I'm sure people are looking for what is our national government going to do in terms of policy against the ailing economy in mainland. As you said, it was much higher base than 5.2%, so we still got 5.2% growth. So can you see some light at the end of the tunnel that the economy is going to be turning around with the policy? And how about the geopolitics? That's definitely affecting us. I know a lot of funds are not going to mainland because of that. A lot of visitors want not to go. What do you say to that?
Well, we have to admit that we are facing great challenges externally, the geopolitics. I would say this part we cannot change, especially from the Hong Kong perspective. We are such a small economy. We have to understand our national policy, and we have to integrate to our country further. We are part of our country. Therefore, we are inevitably face the challenge from the geopolitics. But I feel strongly that after attending these two sections, I have full confidence towards the development of our country. Even facing all these challenges, we continue and persist in, working towards the high-quality development. We can see continued breakthrough, and Hong Kong is part of China. And national leaders, whenever they come to visit us, they give us full confidence that Hong Kong's issue is not Hong Kong alone. It is the whole country's also treasure and care about Hong Kong. Therefore, we have problem, right? Of course, in this moment, maybe, like for example, the financial center, our country do want Hong Kong to continue to be the international financial center, because like for example, when we meet with Mr. Ding, we have one delegate, we have one deputy who also suggests some measures to boost Hong Kong's financial centers, and he clearly mentioned that more measures will come, and therefore we should have full confidence from our country. Our country will support Hong Kong's development, but of course, from the Hong Kong perspective, we of course can rely on our country's full support, but we have to perform our role, maintain our international cities. We have to attract talent, attract fund, and also attract technology in order to help our country to further develop.
Thank you for a very concise summary of what Hong Kong should do. I'm going to ask you a last question. Financial Secretary Paul has said that we will aim to get a growth of 2.5 to 3.5% this year. However, getting more talents for Hong Kong is one very important because we are running lower in numbers. However, I'm sure the viewer is going to ask you, looks like we are attracting more people with a mainland background coming to Hong Kong, making Hong Kong not as much as an international city. What is your perspective on that? A quick answer.
Well, I think we have to continue to maintain Hong Kong as an international city. That is very important. Apart from, attracting people from our motherland, we have to attract people from different parts of the world. But now maybe the international cities or attract people from different parts of the world, we have to extend further. Like ASEAN country, like Middle East, we have to have our wider spectrum. That is my remark.
All right. Thank you, Starry, for enlightening us on this impact of the recent two sessions in Beijing on Hong Kong's trajectory. As we forge ahead, it is clear that collaboration and strategic planning are essential for harnessing Hong Kong's strength amidst the evolving economic dynamics. International Solicitor Sushila Rivers said, disparity is not a policy issue, it is an open education issue. To have the best positive impact, the Hong Kong people need to have a good understanding of the why and the purpose of important policies. Have a good evening and see you next week.